What's up, guys? Welcome to Tnashi's Movie Corner. What was that? And for today's review, I will be reviewing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. Sort of. Whoops. Anyway, so this is the sequel to, I believe it's the 2014 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film. And it follows, you guessed it, teenagers who are actually ninjas, and at the same time, they're turtles. There's four of them. You have Leonardo, Michelangelo, Raphael, and Donatello. And this was directed by Dave Green, and also stars Megan Fox, Will Arnett, and Tyler Perry. So, like I said, sequel to the 2014 one, which I don't know if I ever reviewed, but I didn't like it. So I didn't know what to expect coming into this one, although the trailer certainly showcased some things which tried to pull at me. Because I watched the animated series, I watched the 90s films, and it tried to pull at me with the nostalgia. It did. It tried really hard, showing that garbage truck and the shenanigans it can do, showcasing Bebop and Rocksteady, showing Krang. It's like, yeah, I know what you're doing, you bastard. Anyway, so yeah, Megan Fox as April O'Neil. Let's get into that. I still don't like her. I watched for like the first 4 minutes when she was on screen. I was thinking, you know what? She might not actually be. Nope. She's bad. She's just so. Nope. She's not good. She's not good. She doesn't do anything that embodies April to me. She's just Megan Fox being Megan Fox, and I still don't think she's very good at acting either. So a lot of people think she's pretty to look at. So I guess you got that going. And she's a bit of a magician because she pulls a change in attire in this film where her pants just, they're in one scene and they're not in the next. So I don't know how she did that while she was still walking slow motion. But congrats to her. Get a act in Vegas. Damn. Anyway, Will Arnett is back in the movie as Vernon. I don't know. Nobody cares. Do you care? You don't care. You don't care that he's in the other one. No. Stephen Amell as Casey Jones. I like Stephen Amell from Arrow. That's about the only real thing I know him from, but I do like him in Arrow for what I saw of Arrow, because admittedly that series got worse for me, but that's a whole nother review. But the fact is, he didn't do anything for Casey Jones either, and I just didn't feel like the acting was very good with these guys. I don't know why. Maybe they were trying to be cartoonish because that's the source material we're calling upon, even though it originated in comics that were kind of dark. But that's again another thing. I'm going off the rails here. But you have Noel Fisher as Michelangelo doing the voice, Jeremy Howard as Donatello, Pete Palusk as Leonardo, and Alan Richardson as Raphael. And for what it did right in this movie, and what I think it did right in the last movie, is these guys do sound like the Turtles. They do come across like the Turtles, like I know them to be. So I think they did a good job capturing the characters. I just wish the film would solely focus on them, and it doesn't. It doesn't allow that to happen. So that's just a missed opportunity to me. Tyler Perry as Baxter Stockman, over the top, completely over the top. Again, maybe that's the tone they're trying to go for. It didn't work for me. Brian T. as Shredder, I actually liked him. I liked him quite a bit. The only thing I don't like is the plot for Shredder doesn't resolve in the way that I would have enjoyed, and there's things that happen around the ending that I wish had been resolved fully, and we don't see him in his iconic Shredder outfit, or at least for me. Going down to Stephen Farrelly as Rocksteady, or Sheamus from the WWE, and Gary Anthony Williams as Bebop. They did a good job. I'll give them that. I think they did a good job being those characters. And, you know, those characters are idiots and everything. But I think as far as the acting part of it, it did fine. As far as, you know, Splinter goes, barely in the movie. Not much to say. Krang was like, why is Krang in this movie? I liked the idea of Krang, but then when it played out, I didn't like how it played out. And the plot is so loosely strung together, and it's just, it doesn't work for me. There's points where it's like, okay, well, our logic's going to dictate that this is going to happen, but the logic, it doesn't make sense. So there's a lot of that. There's a lot of comedic moments, if you will, that don't fly with me. They try to suggest a progression with two people and the closeness of them, but it doesn't. I just don't find it working out. I don't find Splinter himself working out, because he's just not like the Splinter that I've been accustomed to seeing. And while that could be fine, it's just not done in a way that I agree with. So the action, I'm like, it's just there to be action. Nothing really captivated me at all. The CG was really bad at times, so I didn't appreciate that either. I do like they do a little nod to the second Ninja Turtles movie from the 90s. So yeah, if you're on the lookout for that, that was nice. And there's a few like having Bebop and Rocksteady are pretty nice, but there's also an incorporation of the theme, which I like that as well. So, you know, there's points of this movie that do work, but there's a lot of this movie that didn't work either. And while it did seem to work for the kids that were there to see it, it did not work for me. For me, the best Ninja Turtles movie is the first one in the 90s, the first 90s live action one. I think that's a much better movie than this. And this movie just left me bored. Honestly, I had to have Brad. He actually noticed I'm to kid you not, I was dozing off. And he had to nudge me to wake me up. So when that happens, that's not good. So giving it a rating 1 through 10, I'm actually going to give it a straight 5 out of 10. I could take it or leave it. I'm never going to see it again. But it wasn't horrible. There were elements that did work. I think the Turtles were such a strong point in this movie alone. I just wish that there had been more of them, and that, you know, I wish the plot had played out differently. But anyway, yeah, so that is my thoughts on. By the way, they're huge, right? They're so damn. How can they be ninjas? They're ginormous. Swear, they're gonna have to bring in The Rock as the villain. He could probably take him. He's about that size normally. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this vid. Click that like button, share, subscribe to my channel, and watch my other vids. I do appreciate it. And until next time, peace.